dogmatic over the years, was enunciated in its entirety by Father Melik and published in France in 1957 under the title Dix ans de Convertis dans le desert de Judah. 2 years later, Melik's work was to be translated into English by another member of De Vaux's international team, John Strugnell. By that time, the first English formulation of the consensus view had already appeared, The Ancient Library of Qumran, by Professor Frank Cross, Strugnell's mentor. In 1958, the consensus view was summarized and given its final polishing touches by Father De Vaux himself in a series of lectures given to the British Academy in 1959 and published in 1961 as L'archéologie et les manuscrits de la Morte. By then its tenets were soundly entrenched. Anyone who presumed to challenge them did so at severe risk to his credibility. In 1971, on Father De Vaux's death, an extraordinary situation developed. Although he did not in any legal sense own the scrolls, he nevertheless bequeathed his rights to them to one of his colleagues, Father Pierre Benoit, another Dominican, and subsequently De Vaux's successor as head of the international team and of the École Biblique, for Father Benoit actually to inherit De Vaux's rights, privileges, and prerogatives of access and control was, as a scholastic procedure, unprecedented. From a legal point of view, it was, to say the least, extremely irregular. More extraordinary still, however, the scholarly world did not contest this transaction. When we asked Professor Norman Golb of the University of Chicago why so dubious a procedure was allowed to occur, he replied that opposing it would have been a lost cause. When De Vaux's behavior as a president, other members of his team followed suit. Thus, for example, when Father Patrick Skechan died in 1980, he bequeathed rights to the scrolls in his custody to Professor Eugen Ulrich of Notre Dame University, Indiana. The scrolls that had been the preserve of Father Jean Starkey were similarly bequeathed, or more euphemistically reassigned to Father Emile Puig of the École Biblique. Thus, the Catholic scholars at the core of the international team maintained their monopoly and controlled, and the consensus remained unchallenged. Not until 1987, on the death of Father Benoit, were their methods to be contested. When Father Benoit died, Professor John Strugnell was designated his successor as head of the international team. Born in Barnet, North London in 1930, Strugnell received his BA in 1952 and his MA in 1955, both from Jesus College, Oxford. Although admitted to the PhD program at Oxford's Faculty of Oriental Studies, he never completed his doctorate, and his candidature lapsed in 1958, and he had been admitted to the Fawkes' team, had gone to Jerusalem and remained there.